You're listening to the BBC World Service. I'm Paul Henley. Welcome to the World Today. Coming up this hour, he's known all over the world for his powers of communication and his ability to charm people from every stratum of society. From the normal types he occasionally meets in the street, well, maybe not in the street, to the most powerful political figures in the world. But it seems there might be a bit more to Barack Obama than meets the eye. As we alluded to earlier on, a new biography about the US president includes letters and diary entries about him from ex-girlfriends whom he dated when he was a young student in the early 1980s. One of them, Genevieve Cook, describes him as having a deceptive warmth and sharp edges, quote. It's not the only insight we can offer today into the formative Barry Obama, as he was known back then. If we did have exclusive access to his diary from 1984, maybe this is what it would sound like.
Dear Diary, it sure has been a while since we last talked. But it's 1984 now, and I thought I'd start the year off with a nice long heart-to-heart. Genevieve and I have been dating for several months now, and things are getting pretty serious. Clearly, this has been the deepest romantic relationship of my young life. But for some reason, Genevieve thinks I'm cold, impenetrable. All I can think is, what you talking about, Genevieve? I'm warm. I'm accessible. Diary, you know me better than anyone. I share everything with you. Do you know how this unfounded accusation makes me feel? Well, I'm not really comfortable in sharing how it makes me feel, but you know what I mean, Diary. Like the other night, we were sitting around watching Cagney and Lacey, and she started asking me which was my favorite, Cagney or Lacey. And I was perfectly clear. Both Cagney and Lacey each have admirable qualities which have allowed them not only to forge a meaningful partnership, but also solve some of the most intriguing crimes on primetime. But was this enough for her? No. We had a big fight and I left feeling completely, well, this isn't really the appropriate forum to discuss how I felt, Diary, but you know what I mean. Or take this morning. I was sitting around shirtless in a sarong, casually solving a Rubik's Cube while doing the New York Times crossword puzzle, as per usual. When she walks in and says, "Feel like getting some breakfast?" Why, I ask, must she consistently push the boundaries of my comfort zone? Surely, breakfast can be had without escalating this discussion to one of emotional platitudes and opinionated claptrap. Diary, how can I explain to her that sometimes it seems like I'm torn between two worlds? Like that mermaid in Splash. Am I Barack, the Hawaiian-born mixed-race son of a Kenyan father and deep Kansas mother? Or am I Barack, the Muslim school but Christian faith fishman from an undersea kingdom of merpeople? Okay, maybe that's not quite right, but you know what I mean, Diary. It just makes me feel so, one of those feelings on the emotional spectrum. But let me be perfectly clear. Diary, I do have feelings, strong feelings. I have strong, mysterious, possibly deep, most definitely polyamorous feelings that I will absolutely share in the right context and proper setting. Until that day, it's just you and me, Diary.
That was, of course, not the real Barack Obama and not his real diary. That was from the imagination of the writer Jason Carter Eaton, and the voice was provided by comedian and Obama impersonator Brian Babylon. You're listening to the BBC World Service. I'm Paul Henley. Welcome to the World Today. Coming up this hour.